Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. First thing I'm going to say is I'm trying some new microphone settings again, so if I sound different that's why. But we are doing the Incautious Driver's storylines, bees. I hate bees. They almost killed me far too many times. But yeah, we're doing the Incautious Driver's storyline. I'm pretty sure that means we have to go to Albion, but I'm just going to go back to New Winchester first, so we can reset the terror, because it's looking pretty bad. But these guys are friendly, right? Yeah, good. I skirt alongside this wind, get like a speed boost. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That almost went horribly wrong. Can I do something here to lower my terror? I swear these homesteads... There we go, eat your fill, I remember. Wait a minute, quickly dispose of the death in the jar? Yeah, let's do that. A needle in a haystack. There are 1,000 fly-speck homes like this scattered across the reach. Even if someone searched this one, they'd never think to dig in this unassuming patch of earth. The jar is as safe as it were in Olage's vault? Wonderful. Eat your fill, I suppose. Yay, minus 10 terror. That's good. I think that's all three of the jars, which means I need to go speak to the heart catchers. But no, we're going to do the driver's storyline. That's the plan, which is going to involve an awful lot of flying around. Could also look at the Incognito Princess, because I'm pretty sure her storyline is in Albion as well, I think? I'm not 100% sure. I should probably have a look at that, to be honest. I remember doing half of it, but I didn't finish it. Is there a man? There's a man cutting a hedge outside my room right now. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't come through on the microphone, but if it does, I apologise. You might hear the sound of power tools. I don't know what that was then. Okay. I swear New Winchester and the reach feels bigger than Eleutheria, but all the circles are the same size. It can't be true. You can hear gunshots again. Oh, free stuff. I think it's because, like, it's literally just nothing's happening. Kind of makes me feel like it's taking a real long time. I'm going to get to New Winchester, I'm going to sell the stuff, and then I'm going to talk to the Incognito Princess. I think. As if we can do them all at the same time. Oh, that was close. He almost slammed straight into me. Crazy bastard. I could also do lowering my overall terror by going to Magdalene's. Oh, boy. I should probably do that before I go to Albion, right? Because I don't particularly want to be wasting money on flying around. Is the Albion Gate the one that's next to Port Prosper? It must be. Damn it. Yes. Oop. Okay, where's the dock? There it is. Oh dear. No. Let's repair the damn ship as well. And here we are. Wonderful. Right. Oh boy. Wolvesy Station, isn't it? Oh, I need to do Song of the Skies as well. Oh man, I've got so many things. 1 point per only 40. Wow, that was... that could have been worse, I suppose. Oh, should I just do this? I'm just going to do this. Because if I don't do it, I'm going to forget about it and I'm going to fly off to somewhere else and then I'm going to have to come back anyway. Begin writing The Song of the Sky. You've amassed a collection of tales that linger after telling. This is your first step in your ambition, The Song of the Sky. It's going to cost me 7 sky stories and 7 tales of terror. Let's go. The first canto. You sit at your desk, the blank page yawns before you like an abyss. Memories crawl from the depths. The spiteful howl of the sky winds, the honey roar of a well-kept engine, the darkness, the stars. Ooh. Before you can truly begin The Song of the Sky, you must make a decision. Are you writing about a fictional character, merely drawing inspiration from your own experiences, or are you writing an explicit memoir? So a fiction, this allows you more scope, more flexibility, a more poetic attitude to the truth, and avoid any self-incrimination. Or a memoir. You intend to be famous after all, why hide your light under a bushel? It's got to be a memoir, hasn't it? I mean, if we're going to do all these wonderful things, we want people to know it was us. You don't see the need to attach a different name and face to this history? This story? History? Where'd that word come from? This story. Even the thinnest veneer of falsehood could detract from the whole. This is the song of the sky, and you will sing it in your own voice. Wonderful. Okay. At first, each word must be individually wrestled from your... Oh, come on. What word is that? Recalcitrant? That's not right at all. Hang on. I'm not falling for this again. Bloody words I don't know how to say. Maybe like an idiot on the internet. Google, save me. C-I-T. No one has ever used this word. Come on. Oh man, do you know Google, when you look at words, it comes up with the pronunciation. Yeah, no idea. No idea at all. Having an uncooperative attitude towards authority or discipline. Say it for me, mobile.
Recalcitrant.
Recalcitrant. Okay. Sorry for that distraction. And somewhere between brain and paper, they lose their luster. Finally, just as the mountain of crumpled paper beside your desk has reached your knees, you strike something. A match, a vein, a melancholy chord. You write until you need to sleep. Then you sleep until you need to write. When you resurface, the first canto is complete. What now? You've not nearly finished the song, not yet, but perhaps you've written enough to show a publisher. Find a publisher. You've written only a fraction, but if you're lucky, it'll be enough to secure a book deal. Where am I going to find a publisher? Rejection. Yeah, story of my life. The reputable publishing houses of New Winchester are crammed into Smoghorn Street, where the roaring presses give the impression of nearby sea. Your first pitch begins swimmingly. Remarkable, murmurs the editor, effortlessly lyrical, mythological in ambition. When you ask after a deal, however, he shakes his head. No, it won't make a penny. You work your way down the street. Your increasingly bedraggled manuscript clutches close to your chest. Finally, you catch an editrix, just as she leaves for the day. I won't publish this, she says, flipping through the pages, but I know someone who might. She jots an address on the back of your manuscript. Okay, an unpromising address. Well, this is going in a very strange direction. It's a crooked house in an unsavoury part of town. As you open the door, you are buffeted by cigarette fumes. A man appears amid the smoke, his hand slithering in yours. You're the one who's been terrorising Smoghorn Street, says the omnivorous publisher, his grin encompassing his face. Let me see. He snatches the manuscript. Excellent, he says, breathing twin plumes of appreciative smoke as he reads. I'd like to offer you a deal. negotiate the contract. The publisher sits at his desk and you almost lose sight of him behind the swamp of paperwork. Books thick with bookmarks and overflowing ashtrays. Come on, man, empty those ashtrays. Set fire to the place. Success on this challenge will net you a larger advance. 100% chance. I mean, I don't think I'm going to win. After long hours of negotiation, during which you inhale enough second-hand cigarette smoke to poison a cat, you work out a suitable advance. The omnivorous publisher agrees to publish your work serially, canto by canto. He hauls a tarpaulin aside with a flourish to reveal a slumbering behemoth of a printing press. Tomorrow the song will be the talk of the town, he assures you. His prophecy doesn't come true. The first canto is a brief sensation, the subject of a few days' dinner party conversation among literary circles, but it soon sinks into obscurity as the next curiosity comes along. Perhaps the publisher might help you make a success of the second. Oh, 100 sovereigns isn't bad. You need a momentous exploit. The song of the sky looms in your mind, an unfinished monument. I guess we'll speak to him, see if he knows what we need to do in order to fix this. The first canto was a quiet success, quickly forgotten. That's not good enough. The publisher's office, which you suspect is also his house, is even more dilapidated than when you first visit. The doorknob comes off in your hand. If you want to make a second canto an extraordinary success, write about something extraordinary, says the publisher, jabbing his cigarette into his desk for emphasis. Something that no one will be able to ignore. To write the second canto, you must complete a momentous exploit that will inspire awe in the population of New Winchester. I've done some of these. Oh, I need to go back to the sun. I was told about this. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's a lot of... Hang on. You stole the jewel from Albion's crown? I mean, that seems like it could be... You were an enemy of the gods. You don't get much better than that. You've earned the divine wrath of all the sky gods at once. I haven't had much of a interaction with the gods in this. I know in Sunless Skies you tend to find them quite a lot. Like a random event will be like throw something in the sea to appease the god, and then you're like, no, that's my thing, and you'll annoy him. Whereas this is different. You are the Knight of Clocks. On behalf of the Horological Office, you have tamed time. Stoke the hardest fires of the clockwork sun. Without your efforts, Albion would be a darker place. I mean, being the scourge of monsters isn't exactly that, you know, ooh, yay. You've killed the fearsome things that haunt the loneliest parts of the sky. Or you've escaped an exile of Paransi. But that wasn't... I don't feel like that was much of a bloody success either. I mean, what's... I guess. Oh, you unlock this by not having any momentous exploit. I mean, yeah, I kind of want to carry on with this. But on the other hand, I don't want... Okay, we'll be the scourge of monsters. Nothing sells books like blood, says the publisher, grinning so hard he bites his cigarette in half. Okay, gonna say, he just kind of kicked me out of the menu there. I didn't really know what I was doing. The Song of the Sky looms in your mind, an unfinished monument. Blah blah blah. Write the second canto of the Song of the Sky. You've accomplished something so remarkable, so singular, it can't be perfectly translated into words. But you'll try. You sit at your desk. You stand, you pace, you sit again. You stare from the window. Where to begin? You remember the look in the publisher's vaguely reptilian eyes when you first told him this story, a mix of disbelief, awe, and half-concealed greed. He'd been a kinder audience than than the blank page. You begin to type, remembering how you worded your story in that first telling. Soon the typewriter is clacking and ringing merrily. The story stirs in your mind like some disturbed undersea monster, unspooling its tendrils before rushing Leviathan-like to the surface. A pause in your fevered typing. Before you write any further, you must make a decision. There are many ways to tell a tale. Are you writing dry journalism with a hint of dark humour? A page-turner with bounding, scintillating prose? Or yearning verse, tingled with melancholy? Oh man. Disaffected cynicism, peppered with wit, so dry it could be used to preserve beat. I like that. I like that a lot. That's British. That's just all British. Prose. Words that bite even as they entice the reader to chase after the next. I don't know what prose means. Verse with thundering rhythm of a train. I'm not a huge fan of poetry, so I don't think we'll be doing poetry. You can blame high school, or a distinct dislike for anything to do with poetry. So, it's a toss between journalism or prose, and I don't really know what prose is. I assume something to do with enticing, making it so that people continue to want to read it. They just want to keep going. I suppose scintillating prose, a page-turner. They've kind of explained it up here. I think I'm the kind of person who would be... I'd like to document the things I do rather than... And dark humour's the best, so we're going to go with dark humour. There will be times where the aloof tone falls apart under the weight of horror or melancholy. These moments will be all the more surprising, like broken glass hidden in a blancmange. That's a horrible thought. Words spit like lightning from your fingertips. The typewriter shudders and clanks in protest under the strain. You write in a kind of fury, your mind's eye raging with images of gloating stars and endless burning emptiness. And then you sit back, exhausted, as you realize you've run out of words. The second canto is complete. When you take the second canto to the omnivorous publisher, he flashes a goblin-like grin. "We're going to set this city on fire," he declares with convincing menace. Publishing the second canto, the printing press wheezes into life. Paper churns. The next day, copies of the first and second cantos are being ruthlessly hawked by bookstalls and enterprising penny vendors across the city. The extraordinary tale of the local sky captain who slew the most fearsome beasts to haunt the skies, declares one salesman, waving copies of your pamphlet in the air like a holy text. Battles, tooth and claw and cannon, shouts another with relish, a story written in the blood of monsters. The second canto is quickly the subject of feathered gossip and speculation. Could it all be true? The newspapers deign to review it and throw around words like astonishing to describe both your exploits and your prose. Oh man, I'm just blasted through these. Okay, there's like the sky looms in the mind. The second canto caught the public's eye. The third must somehow live up to its predecessor. I hope this doesn't like inadvertently complete the game. That would make me kind of upset. No contemplation, no procrastination, no hours of prolonged hesitation. Not this time. Your story catches you like a fever, and your fingers whirl so fast you threaten to tangle your typewriter's keys. Oh, hello. A pause in your fever typing. Before you write any further, you must make a decision. Are you depicting your actions as purely heroic, or are you going to be honest? Heroic beauty is truth after all, and truths aren't beautiful, can be safely dismissed as oxymorons. Honest, you'll not flinch from bearing your own flaws and foibles and occasional felonies. Flaws? That kind of elevated to felonies. I think we're going to be honest, because that's the kind of person I am. A blemished reality. It's not just honesty that compels you to tell the truth. This will make for a better story, a captain of many shades, a mirror reflecting both light and dark. Hopefully it won't cause you too many legal problems. Yeah, when the bleeding ministry turn up and try and arrest my ass. You stare at the half-empty page in panic. For a moment, you fear you've lost your terrible momentum, but then the story catches you in its arms again, and you are a golem, a conduit, a ghost, desperate to relay its final message. You write until your fingers are blistered, until the ending catches you by surprise. You recline, sweat-drenched. The third canto is complete. When you take the third canto to the omnivorous publisher, he scans it with an empty grin before handing it to one of his assistants. How long has he had assistants? Another masterpiece, he says. You never cease to amaze. Am I getting ripped off by this man? Is this man selling my things but not giving me the money? The omnivorous publisher assistants flit around the printing press like tiny fish around the jaws of a shark. He sits back and pours himself a whiskey. This man is definitely coming up in the world. The excited speculation around the second canto has only just begun to die down, and now vendors selling the third canto find themselves mobbed by small, eager crowds whose zeal has been reawakened. Over the next few days you spot citizens of all stripes reading your pamphlet, from a vagrant under a bridge to a monocled aristocrat. A journalist interviews you, and any suspicion of his honesty evaporates when he starts stammering his admiration of your work. All of the newspapers heap praise. For weeks you're the toast of New Winchester's coffee shops and bookstores and other bastions of culture. Oh my god. Your previous typewriter died an ignorable death under the hammering fingers. You have to acquire a new one. Okay. Let's speak to him then, shall we? Oh boy, it's going to let me use that one as well. How many parts is it? I don't want to like fill it full of just the stuff. Oh, okay. The publisher leans back amid a halo of smoke. Imagine I'm the average man on the street, by which I mean a Philistine of the lowest order. What have you done lately to capture my attention? I'm the exile of Paransi. I can't believe I believe you, says the publisher once you've finished telling your story. Half of the reading public has barely heard of Paransi, the other half think it's a myth. To think that you've actually escaped the place. You'll be a legend. Is it really that impressive? Yeah, this episode has gone from I'm going to do NPC storylines to I'm just going to do the ambition, the Song of the Skies. So I may as well carry on. As much as all of this reading is definitely... I really hope my microphone's set up properly, because if I'm doing all of this reading and none of it's being captured, it's going to destroy me. Okay, let's write the fourth one. Let's go. The blank page is no longer a source of panic. It's a field waiting to be sown, a block of marble hiding 100 sculptures, a sail that will whisk you to seas unknown. You sit down, crack your knuckles, and prepare to write. Okay, before you launch yourself into writing the Song of the Skies, you reread the previous 3 cantos. You're surprised to find that its ethos, its purpose, are taking shape with a clarity you hadn't noticed or planned. Your attempts to capture the sky in words have tended to return again and again to a similar theme. Okay, the adventure, the hard-won camaraderie, the blood that spills and roars, the thunderous clap of cannons, the loneliness, the merciless silence, the yearning, the cold blaze of the stars upon a wind-swept night. Or the horror, the sour dread, the unwelcome dreams, the things you've learned that rub uncomfortably in your mind like a stone in a shoe. Oh, that's a horrible thought. Oh, what kind of thing? I mean, because all 3 of these fit. We've seen some pretty horrendous things, we've been on quite a lot of adventures, and we've definitely spent a lot of time on our own. So, I'm going to go with the horror, because I constantly screw up my terror bar. Dread. What do retired explorers bring home from the sky? A measure of sorrow, a smattering of stories, most of all, nightmares. Too long in the sky will unlock a door in your head. You cannot choose which guest will come visit. You will write about your dread, and not because you have a choice. Themes that had once lurked in the recesses of your mind now rise unbidden to the surface, shaking the last vestiges of your subconscious from their flanks. You finally get the sense that you know what you're doing, and more importantly, where you're going. You sit to write, fingers flying, that shining spectre of an ending blaze like a beacon in your head, until finally you reach it. The fourth canto is complete. The Omnivorous publisher puffs his cigar and holds your manuscript up to the light. A jewelled watch sparkles on his wrist. How long has he had that? You should celebrate tonight, he says, pouring you a generous helping of whiskey. Then, I want you to go home, and straight to the next one. No detours. Publish the fourth canto. A fleet of assistants begin feeding the paper into a dozen clanking printing presses. Machinery roars, and the fourth canto is born. You don't have time to ascertain the reaction yourself. The Omnivorous publisher has arranged matters on your behalf, and you find yourself whisked away on a whirlwind tour of book signings and interviews. Your pen hand cramps from signing. You collect a reliable staple of answers to the most awkward questions from journalists and readers alike, especially an answer to the most awkward of all. When's the next one? Soon, you assure them. But by the time it's all over, you are beyond exhausted and in no fit state to write. The fourth canto remains top of the bestseller list for weeks. I can't help but think this is written by somebody who's tried to publish a book, and the publisher has not been very nice to them, and it's done some damage. Oh, thank God we don't have the things we need. I say, oh, thank God. I just kind of didn't want to finish it accidentally. Write a fifth canto of the Sunless Sky. Put success of the four cantos out of your mind. The fifth must exceed them all somehow. So what do we need? 2 moments of inspiration and 2 unlicensed charts. Oh God, I don't even know where you get those. Other than the Tacites nameplates, you can trade them in. But you need a lot of nameplates. I wonder if there's anywhere else they've added in the other parts, the expansions to the game. But I think I'm going to have to leave it here. I haven't really achieved much in this episode, but we have looked at the ambition that I started the damn game with, which is a good thing. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do at the start of this episode in the next episode. Makes a lot of sense. There's nothing I need to do here, is there? Can I like give in port reports or something? Yeah, we'll give in port reports. 100 sovereigns. Can we trade here for ministry stamp permits? No. The power balance in the reach. I've never messed around with this. I do need to do that at some point. You know, I didn't realise there's just so much to this game, and I want to do it all. Trying to do it in a way which is structured so people can watch it is strange. This game's kind of more of a do random bits randomly all over the place. Victory Hall, don't like the Tacites. Still can't say their name. Right, yeah, you know what? I'm going to end the episode here. It's we haven't really achieved much, but it's all good. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe. Any comment is hugely appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next time.